craving some solitude and some peace and quiet and river in the background. So we're actually heading up to Cle Elum today, like I said, for an RV service call, which I'm really excited about. This is going to be replacing a lady's toilet in her fifth wheel. And while we're up there, I want to look at this campground, and there's actually a couple places I want to check out because something I've been really wanting to do is go camping with chicken, because being in a resort is really fun, but it is just not the same as being out in the woods, and I'm craving it. I'm craving some solitude and some peace and quiet and river in the background. And as you can see, I did find myself on a river with my paddleboard, and oh my God, it was so amazing that I was like, I need to do this more often. I need to be out in nature more often because it was so much fun. I will drop in a few clips from the paddleboarding trip. It was great. It's down the Yakima River, and it's just canyons and super, super gorgeous. So going paddleboarding and being outside really has inspired me to want to do it more often. So that's partially why I'm wanting to go scout some more campsites. So we'll see what we find. Okay, everyone, we are here at Liberty Campground in Cle Elum, Washington. I have Chicken out here with me. She's so happy to be out of the truck. And I think there's a creek over here, so we're gonna go take a look. So this is a gorgeous area. As you can see behind me, we have that creek. And right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive down where they have what I would call established campsites. And we'll drive down there, look at those, and then we'll drive over to the other side where there's a lot more solar. And then lastly, we'll drive to the other side of the main road, which has a lot more spots, I would say, for OHVs and people who want to be louder and have space to drive around and be with their friends. Basically, if you have like a huge gathering of people. So we'll take a look at all three spots, but let's go. And welcome to the Google overview. So if you look right here, we have Cle Elum, the town of Liberty, and we have Ellensburg. If you're going to be staying at Liberty Campground, the largest town to you is going to be Ellensburg. However, the closest town that's going to have pretty much everything you could need is going to be Cle Elum. And if we scooch over here, this 970 over to 97 will take us to Liberty Recreation Site. That's going to be this Liberty Road right here. Liberty Road is a paved road, and when you're driving, you will first come on to the section that is mostly for OHVs and an area that is just large. If you keep going a little bit further, you'll come up to Pine Gulch Rd. This road is gravel, and this is the road that's going to lead us down to this first staging area that we encountered. Right here we have a vault toilet, and this little rig right here is where that creek was. That walks down, little area walks down to a little creek. This road right here is going to be our first set of camping spots. These spots are all marked with numbers. They have picnic tables and fire pits. I will say that they are pretty small though. This is something I'd probably recommend mostly for van lifers, truck campers, tents, or very, very small trailers. Very small as in those tabs, a really small R-Pod, and honestly only if you have pretty good backing up skills. Because when we come down this road some more, there becomes a turnaround right over here that in all honesty, in my truck, has to be a 2-point turn because I just don't have the turning radius to do it. Now, all of these spots, I will say, other than a few fairly specific ones, are pretty shaded, which is nice for privacy, but not super great for Starlink and or solar if that's what you're working with. But fear not, all we can do is come out of this staging area and keep going down Pine Gulch Road. Right here, it's going to tee off into two sections, going this way or, which you can't see very well, going this way. Now this is dense tree coverage for a short amount of the drive here, which will stop us at our first set of campsites. This is going to be this right here. I think there's about 4 or 5 camp spots here. Again, I would say these would be mostly for small travel trailers. Again, small travel trailers, like less than 20 feet. And then we've got some tent spots, some good spots for vans, and some good spots for truck campers. But if we keep coming down this road right here, it opens up into this massive area that can fit rigs of any size. A time previous to this that I was there, I did see Class A's, Class B's, Class C's, triple axle, fifth wheel toy haulers, the whole 9 yards. So you can really fit anything here. And as you can see, these spots are huge. This spot right here has really cool creek access that basically has a little area under the trees if you want some shade, but you also want some sun. And then as you can see over here, you have a very nice turnaround to be able to get out. And if you're staying in one of these larger spots right here, you really wouldn't even need the turnaround because you have so much room to back up. I'd say these spots are probably 65 to 70 feet long. So, and then right here, you also see you have another vault toilet. So you have 2 vault toilets over in this campground. And then when we come back out, you just come out the road, keep coming to Pine Gulch Road, which will take you out. I will say that the roads on this side of the main road are very, very nice. Not super potholed, not super bumpy. Right here, because of the dense tree coverage, you do have some low-hanging branches, which as long as you're driving slow and maybe have someone out watching while you drive, you can avoid slash shouldn't do too much damage. And then you're all along Williams Creek right here. So this site is on Google Maps. So if you just look up Liberty Recreation Site, you'll be able to get directions to here. Like I said, on this side is just a massive open field, and you can see the pre-made somewhat roads. For this side, The name of the game is scouting it out first because there's so many ruts, there's so many little hills that you don't see until you're already up on them. So definitely would recommend getting out, walking it. It's not too big to where, you're going to be walking for miles. Um, so definitely worth the scout, and you can find some really cool spots. So we're going to zoom out a little bit more again. And if you're looking for things to do in the area, right down the road you have this little almost village of Liberty that has Liberty Town Site and some mines right here. Mount Daisy, and I'm going to say Iode Mine. This, I've been told, is somewhat of a ghost town type of thing, so could be pretty interesting if that's something that you're into. We're going to zoom out a little bit more and a little bit more. Along 97, you're right really kind of in between Cle Elum or Tenaway and Leavenworth. If you're into hiking, there is amazing hiking up in Leavenworth at Lake Kolchak and basically the whole alpine wilderness. There's also just the town of Leavenworth is a great spot to go for the day to take your family. It is a Bavarian village, very fun, lots of cool things to look at, cool things to do. If you're looking to stay closer to the area, you have the town of Cle Elum, which you have Cle Elum Lake. You also have Catchus Lake over here. I hope I'm saying that right. Cle Elum Lake, this is a beautiful lake, a beautiful drive that follows the Cle Elum River. This town of Roslyn is really adorable little town. Just really looks like a mountain town that honestly looks like it's out of a movie. So, like I said before, your largest town that you're going to be next to is Ellensburg, but you really have everything you need here in Cle Elum. If you're looking for a dump station, this Indian John Hill rest area, eastbound and westbound, has RV dump stations as well as potable water. So, this is a great, great service for you. And it's right off of 90, which, for most people traveling, taking the truck routes, the main highways, that's going to be a great source for you. In town, you have Safeway for groceries, as well as a couple smaller hometown grocery stores. If you're looking for propane fill-up, there is Cle Elum Farm and Home Supply, as well as several of the gas stations in the town that offer propane fill-up. As you can see here, there's tons and tons of restaurants, coffee shops, really anything that you're looking for you can find, and the downtown is adorable. For mail, you have Wapiti office slash FedEx. This is a shipping office that basically allows for FedEx packages. I believe it's also a UPS approved drop off location. And then there's also several USPS locations around the town. There's also Cle Elum Hardware if you need anything to fix something while you're there. And really just so much to explore. This Twin Pines Drive-In is great for burgers, and if you go on a weekend, prepare to wait in line because it becomes packed, but for good reason. Like I said before, this Liberty Recreation site is going to be accessible via Google Maps. So if you want to stay here and you're looking for things to do in the area, anything in this Cle Elum area, Tenaway, or all the way up to Leavenworth is 100% worth it. If you guys have any suggestions or have any questions, drop them in the comments. And if you have any other areas that you'd like me to take a look at, let me know. I'm so excited to be able to share this with you guys, and I hope that this is really useful for you. If you have any questions or have any other things that you want me to include in these campsite reviews, please let me know. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and happy exploring.